Welcome to Labus TV, labor and business television, where we bring new perspective to every story. We promote awareness on events in various sectors of the economy in Nigeria, Africa, and around the world. We celebrate global leaders and personalities that have risen against all odds, making tremendous strides in countless industries. With innovative, unbiased, cutting-edge stories and global events just for you. Don't miss our exclusive interviews with world leaders and entrepreneurs as they share their inspiring stories with the world. And be sure to catch our Labor Roundtable, highlighting views on labor issues. Be sure to also grab your Global Labor Events and Business magazine, a magazine you must have. So join us here on Labus TV. This is where great conversations begin.
Hello, and welcome to another season of Exclusive Interview on Labus TV. My name is Shirley Murphy. I remain your host. Now, Exclusive Interview is that program that is specially designed to celebrate personalities that has risen against all odds to become a voice and making great impact in their respective industries and sectors of the economy, both locally and internationally. This is where leaders set the tone for growth and propose solutions to various issues in their respective industries. This is where the conversation begins exclusively on Exclusive Interview. So join us as we take you on a journey with our special guests every episode of the show, where you'll be inspired, you'll be educated, and of course, informed. Today's episode of the show, we are showcasing and of course celebrating these remarkable ladies, these remarkable babes, for their passionate contributions to making the world a better place. Women who has risen against all odds and serve with the heart of love. In their upcoming book titled For the Love of Caregiving. Now, you remember the last episode we learned that the heart of love is what stands them out from others. And that despite their struggles, every one of us, we have struggles, we have, challenges, we have a lot of things, that is capable of, stopping us. These wonderful souls still serve with love. And of course, I believe this should be in their DNA. Don't you believe that? All right. So these women are so amazing. So if you agree with me that these women are the number one soul winners, I want you to put a number one in the comment section. And also, if you appreciate caregivers and they deserve, that's golden accolades for all the works that they have been doing. Put a number two in the comment section and let's together celebrate them. As always, we are going to learn more about their upcoming book, For the Love of Caregiving, because these unique individuals, we can't do without them. Starting from you as a mother, as a father, as a brother, as a sister, in every area, we are all caregivers. So don't go anywhere. Stick around. And don't forget to get your notepad and pen and get ready to take notes. Invite your friends, your family members to join us here because this is where it is happening. Don't forget to also watch us on YouTube if that's your preferred platform. But before I bring up my very beautiful guests, let's go on a break and we'll be right back. Welcome back. Today I have in the studio a very remarkable and, of course, the amazing evangelist, Sherrell D. Mims, the visionary author of the upcoming book For the Love of Caregiving, along with one of our co-authors in the book. Sherrell is otherwise known as your queen of empowering caregiver. She is a best-selling author and, of course, a contributing author of several books that have captivated and inspired readers around the world. She is a very wonderful soul that you wouldn't want to miss. So I am talking about no other. I want you to join me as I bring up on the stage Dr. Yeah, Doctor. You heard me right. Dr. Sherrell D. Mims. Good to have you on the show, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Dr. Shirley. Thank you so much. I just get
All
so
right.
excited. I get so excited on
Yes,
coming on your show. You know, we're going to be doing more things together. I love what you
absolutely.
are doing. My sister, I thank you for inviting us to your platform to come share our upcoming anthology, For the Love of Caregiving. And we'll get into it. That's just a little brief introduction. I am Sherrell D.
No,
Mims.
I'm coming to that. I'm coming to that. So let me not leave this lady hanging. All right, welcome with me, a wonderful sister, doctor. Yes, doctor is rolling in the house this
Right?
evening, this afternoon. Ladies, games, boom, bam.
Oh,
Hi, Miss.
thank you so much. It's just a joy to be here.
Thank you. Thank you. It's a pleasure having you here. Thank you so very much. All right. I know, Sherrell, I understand when, that vibe is on and you just want to, release it. So, all right. So I'm coming. All
Yeah,
right. So
you gotta that
the
synergy,
floor
but that
is,
synergy.
the floor is yours now, Sherrell.
Sherelle has a lot to say.
I know. I know. So go ahead now. Please introduce yourself and tell us who you are and what you do, Sherry.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for that question, Dr. Shirley. It's just number one. I am Sherrell D. Mims. It is such a pleasure to be on Dr. Shirley Murphy platform. This is the time right now to, as a caregiver, to continue to be the best caregiver ever. Number one, I am Sherrell D. Mims. I am the founder and CEO of Global Caregivers Network and Global Caregiver Speakers. They are both located on Facebook. Connect with us. Global Caregivers Network was June of 2021. That is a private Facebook group. You can join. You can ask to join by being private. I have to approve for you to come in. Then also, we have global caregiver speakers. Now, this is where you want to be. They're intermingled together. From Global Caregivers Network stem the Global Caregiver Speakers, which is a platform exclusively for professional and family caregivers. So, guess what? If you are a caregiver, in which all of us are, we don't realize that we are a caregiver, but we are. Because anytime you take care of someone that depends on you, be it for cooking, bathing, dressing, walking, paying their bills, taking care of their private affairs, their banking, you're a caregiver because they're not doing it independently. So you come in and assist them, you are a caregiver. So let's not negate the little things that we do as a caregiver because we all are a caregiver. And so we'll get into the rest of it later, but thank you for that small introduction, Dr. Shirley.
Thank you. Yeah. I like that part when you mentioned that we are all caregivers. Sure, in one way or the other, it's just that some people, may not want to own up to the fact that they are caregivers. And they say, no, because that's not attached to my name, so I'm not a caregiver. But we are all, caregivers in
Yes.
one area, of our lives or the other. We are all caregivers. So thank you once again for introducing and of course telling us more about who you are. All right, I'm going to give the floor now to Ladies.
Yes, thank
Please,
you so
can
much
you?
again. So my name is Mavis Caldwell Skeet. I actually live here in Ann Arbor, Michigan, and I am a personal trainer and wellness coach at this time. I previously was a hospital administrator at the University of Michigan, but I also was a caregiver to my mother, a family caregiver for 6 years. And actually, I have given, I really appreciate Sherrell Dr. Sherrell allowing me to be one of the co-authors of the book, The Love of Caregiving. And I tell my story from my perspective of how caregiving is, how it affected me and what I was doing, and how important it is for caregivers to take care of themselves. My brand is about self-care and wellness. Every caregiver is, goes out of their way to do things. But you have to also remember that we are here to model what caregiving is like. And if you're sick and if you're not taking care of yourself, that's not a good model. So I am basically really championing people to remember as a caregiver, it's important for you to take care of yourself, for you to get the information that you need, for you to get the support that you need, and also to show you where you can get those resources.
Yeah, I think I was muted. Okay, I love that. So thank you once again. Thank you so very much, for sharing that with us. And then you are also reiterating the fact that it is very, very important for caregivers to take care of themselves because I've learned from this platform and specifically from the fellow co-authors on this book, upcoming book, that if you're not filled, you can pour out. So you need that
Right.
time, that me time, where you can get back to yourself, take care of you, concentrate on you, so you can be filled enough to be able to pour out. And of course, I think that was when was it Joe now that talked about putting on your mask first, wear your mask first before you attend. So thank you once again, and I really, really appreciate your contributions to this industry. Thank you once again. All right, so very quickly, I want to stick with you to share what inspired you, or why did you decide to share your story on this book with Sherrell? Why didn't you just say, no, I've been doing a lot of MySpace. Please let me just, stick around with myself. Why did you decide to step up, to share your story in the book?
Well, the reason I wanted to share my story is because my caregiving experience was one like many professional women. Or not only just professional women, women in general. We wear many, many hats. And so I was wearing many hats. I was actually an administrator at a hospital. That's a big job by itself. I had about 1,000 employees that I really came up under me. That's a lot of people. Even though they weren't direct reports, that's a lot of oversight. I had a home that I was running. My husband is a minister too. So there's a lot of things that we were involved in with the church and outside the church. I had a home business that I was running, a network marketing business that I was doing. And I was trying to take care of myself. And my mother lived an hour away, and I would spend every weekend doing shopping, paying bills, taking care of her, having oversight of who was there, who was not there when I wasn't there. And so, Dr. Shirley, what really happened was after about 4 years of that, which I felt like I'm doing it, I can do it because, we all feel like we can wear as many hats as
A
possible.
superwoman.
That's right. I began to recognize I was becoming a little bit more irritable, but I just thought, I need to get a little bit more sleep. I was beginning to gain some weight. And I started having chest pain. And those chest pains at one point led me to the ER, where I had to have and undergo cardiovascular treatment. And I ended up with a stent. I was 90% blockage. I almost had a heart attack. They said if it had just been one little level more, I could have had a heart attack, and it was in my widow's maker. At that point, that was when I said, wait a minute, this should have never happened to me, because I felt like I eat right. I try to, not overdo it with as far as I exercise. So if I could have that, and I was calling myself trying to live right, what about the person who is not always doing that? And I start praying about it. And I really believe that the Holy Spirit just let me know this is the life you have been leading, not just when you became a caregiver, but before that. And now you have added caregiving to this. This is not the way I want you to treat my temple. And that's what it was. It was because I felt like the Lord was saying, it is time for you to get things in order, because this is a very close call. In my book, in the book, The Love of the Caregiving, I call my chapter The Wake Up Call, because it was truly a wake up call. That could, if they had not intervened, I could be dead now. And then what would happen to my mother? Because now she has no caregiver. All the other caregivers, my brothers and sisters, are at least 12 hours away. So
Wow.
that's what geared me to say, I need to express this to other people, because I'm not the only one that's going through a situation like this. And I need to come back to self-care, because it's important, because caregivers get overwhelmed. You can get overwhelmed and you can think you can carry it all. You cannot do that. And there are resources and help out there for us. We just have to find them. And when people come to you and say, let me help you, I'll sit with your mother for a few days or whatever, I have to learn to say, okay, let me see unless it's a really a real reason for me not to accept it. I need to start accepting the help rather than thinking that I can do it all. And that's very important for caregivers. You have got to know your limitations, know your boundaries, take care of yourself, because the temple is not yours, it's God's. And He will. And the next thing is trust the Lord. He will give you help and He will carry you through. And He has shown that He's done that. I am just so happy with the way things turned out. And I want to share that with other people all around the globe, because it is so important. I think Dr. Shirley's mic went out.
Yes, there's like a 10-second delay, so she'll go out and come right back in. That was
Okay.
so good, Dr. Maydis. Oh my goodness, I love it. I love it. We just keep it going till she comes
Okay.
back. But you know what? Just like you said with what you're talking about, so very, very important. Prioritizing caregiver, self-care.
Yes.
Self-care. Welcome back.
Thank you. All right. So thank you. Thank you so very much, ladies, for sharing that. Oh wow. You know, sometimes like I encourage people around all the time. We have powerful stories that are capable of helping others, inspiring others, motivating others, to come out from their comfort zones and then again become more. Remove the mask. So
Yes.
many of us, we I celebrate you greatly for being that super role model that others can look up to and, of course, want to become better. All our stories is what makes us who we are.
Yes.
So, but we need to embrace our stories. We need to, receive it see the lessons in it, and then be bold enough to share it, to inspire. Don't be ashamed of, who God has made you, because whatever you went through was a learning process for you to
Yes.
becoming more. So I really celebrate you for stepping forth with your story, and I know there are lives that will be awakened, you know, through your story. Thank you
Thank
once
you.
again.
Thank you.
All right, to my doctor in the house, Dr. Sherrell. Now, for the love of caregiving, for the love of caregiving, I know that on this platform you have shared, again and again about the things, the extra things that you have to do for the love of caregiving. So now I want to take you on this, because I know you have been a practitioner, you've been on this line for years. And of course, we have, like we shared the last time, a number of challenges, that are prevalent in your profession. So now, if you were given a mandate, or you're given a power, I would say, to make a change that will affect caregivers, what would that be? A word
Thank
of
you so much for that
advice to make a change, that would affect caregivers positively. What change? In what direction would you offer that advice?
Wonderful. Thank you so much for that question, Dr. Shirley. So one thing about caregiving, and we know this to be true, that we know that it's long hours, they get frustrated, they become sad, depressed, overwhelmed, lonely in a lot of cases. So what happens in these cases, all they really need is to reach out to someone else. Made it. So why do they call me the empowering queen for caregivers? Because listen, I empower them to be the best caregiver that they can be. I come to empower them, to affirm them, to let them know that you're not in this alone. And then those I am affirmations confirm and affirm who you are daily, right? I am a caregiver. I am not just a caregiver, I am the best caregiver.
Mm-hmm.
I am who God says I am. I am the head, not the tail. I am, I am, I am. And put your adjective with that of who you are as a caregiver and stand on that. We understand the caregiver is not the way that it should be. Like you just shared with the audience, I have been in this business for over 20 years and counting. Excuse me. And how this whole gamut came about for the love of caregiving. We hear people all the time in the hospital, professional caregivers all the time saying, and they just have a general conversation. I'm just tired of being here. They don't acknowledge me. I don't get paid enough to do this. So everyone is complaining, but guess what? Everyone has a story in that complaint. While they're complaining, I'm listening. And this is where the Global Caregiver Speakers platform come in, where they can come share their story of being a professional and or caregiver. It is sure real. We cannot talk enough about caregiving. And so I always empower them right now, even in the workplace, to be the best that they can be. And then do things with the heart. Do things from the heart to the heart. Because people know when your heart is not in it. They know it. We all have a vibe, if you will, a synergy about ourselves. Know when you don't have that love in your heart. Just like if we was a patient in the hospital right now, and someone came into our room as our caregiver, we would know from their vibe, their energy, if they're into it. You know what I'm saying? With the heart, we'll know because it's just a discernment. You will know when people are genuinely into it with their heart. And so this is where for the love of giving come in that. I believe in doing things from the heart. If I cannot do that, I'm not doing it. I'm just not doing it because it's not feasible for me and it's not feasible for that person on the other end that's the recipient of accepting what I'm doing. And so I always share with the caregivers, be the best. Not just the caregiving, but whatever you do, be the best at it. Don't be straggly and raggly. Be the best. Dr. Shirley, you're the best at what you do. Maid's doctor, you're the best at what you do. Sherrell, I'm the best at what I do. Why do I say that? Because you're in your space of what God has given you to do. So be the best. Be the top notch. Get the no, they got all kind of resources out there, but be the best. Be the best. And that's my story. I just stick with that of being the best. Not better, but
Yeah.
be the best. You know what else I said, right, Dr. Shirley? But do what you do, why you do it. And you know what I'm saying? I put something out there earlier about do what you do, right? And do what you do and be the best at what you do. So that's where
And
I'm
may
at
I
with that. Be the best at what you do.
and may I add something
Yeah,
to
yeah,
that?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Caregivers come in different ways too.
Go ahead.
There's one caregiver who can be the person who can take care of the hygiene and help the person with toileting and all that. There's another type of caregiver that may not be what they can do, as Sister Shirley was saying, be the best at what you can do. But that person could take care of finances, make sure that the resources of legal and medical stuff is in place, make sure that they have a team that's set up to know to come in to work with the mother or the father, or whoever it is that's being cared for. So caregiving has a broad spectrum that I think sometimes we begin to negate and think that it's only one thing, but it's many things. And I agree with Sister Sherrell. Be the best at whatever you do when you're doing that. Don't just don't, I've heard of people where they're responsible for their mother or father's finances and for taking care of the bills and they half do it. Okay. If that's not your thing, then stop. Don't do that. Let another family member or someone else to do that because you're caring for that person's well-being. But if your thing is you can go out and you can buy groceries and you make food and whatever, then and you like doing that and you do that well, do it well and do it on time and be responsible. That's what we're talking about. It comes in various forms, and you know what? You have to know yourself, so you need to be real. Don't
Absolutely.
take up saying I'm going to do this, and you know that, and you half stepping. Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
Wow. I love that. Yeah, be the best in what you do. So, viewers, you watching us out there, be the best in whatever you find doing. Because, of course, why wouldn't you look out to being the best if that's what you are called to do? You say, this is what I'm passionate about doing, so go ahead. Discover who you are, discover what you've been called to do, and stick with it. So you have heard that. You have heard that. So, in fact, thank you once again, ladies. All right, before we go into the next question, I want to welcome this wonderful caregiver in the house. All right, she's my namesake, all the way from London. All right, Shirley Powell. Hello, Shirley. Thank you very much for joining us. It's a great topic. Love the topic. She says self care is so important. Thank you so very much, Shirley. All right. So Shirley is saying, okay, because I've been a caregiver in a personal and professional level. Absolutely. She is also a caregiver. She's a registered nurse for over 35 years or so. Oh yeah, I can see she's okay. Okay, she said I can see your guest name, but hi, my name, my sister from a fellow caregiver of 37 years. So thank you,
Yes.
Shirley, for being that wonderful soul that have been caring for people around the world. So now I run my own business offering care to our community. Self-care is so important. Put the oxygen on yourself first to be the best caregiver. All right. So thank you so very much, Shirley. Yeah, that's my namesake. All right. So we're gonna. I wanna ask Ladies, go into your chapter a little bit. Can you share with us more about what your chapter? I know you've shared, the title of your chapter. Can you share with us more about what your chapter talks about?
Well, in my chapter, I actually just go through the scenario of the day that I had my cardiac event. And I talk a little bit about what I was doing before that, how my life was, how busy I was. And I was really very happy being a busy person because that's basically the way I am. I'm somewhat of a take charge person. And I think, unlike any other women, I mean, I enjoy trying to look good, look the part, a professional woman. I want to make myself up. I want to make certain that I get things done and that they're done well. I want my house to be looking, as nice as I can have it to be looking and everything. And those are all good things. And those are all very good things. But the only thing was I was neglecting some other important things. I was not getting enough sleep. And sometimes we'll stay up. I talk about there are times when we have to plan. And I think that's one of the things that we don't always do as well. We have good intentions, but we don't prepare and plan. And prevention is really one of the very best sources to reduce stress. It doesn't take care of all of it, but it helps reduce it when you plan well and you carry out your plan. So, I'm one of these people. I wait to the last minute. I'm doing so many things during the day. I wait to the last minute to do a report that's due tomorrow morning at a meeting that I'm going to have, staff meeting. So I'll stay up to 11 and 12 o'clock at night, 1 o'clock trying to get it together. Now I've got to get up and be there at work. Well, I only got 5 hours of sleep. And if you're doing that, and then you're going to a meeting afterwards, well, I'm not going home right away. So when I get home, I'm famished. So I'm eating everything I can before I can cook dinner. There's peanut butter and jelly, there's fruit, there's some cookies in the there's some chips that I'm throwing into my mouth.
Munch it in.
I think people understand. That's exactly the way I was. But you know what? You can only do that so long. And you can only do that so long if you're not a caregiver. If you're a caregiver too, and you're doing that, and you're living that type of life, you're living on the edge. You really are. And that's what I talk about, living on the edge. And day in and day out and week in and week out, because caregiving is a 24-hour job. It's not like you can do it here and there. Whatever it is you choose, that's 24 hours. It's on your mind all the time if you're really into it. And so after a while, that's why I talk about the body had to say, hey, we need a break. Okay. And that's what happened. But in the process of that, I'm thankful. I'm thankful now because I learned from that process that I have to put things in perspective. And a part of that means planning. Plan ahead and then carry out the plan. It's one thing, I can put a lot of stuff on paper and never carry it out, but you put it down and then carry it out. And that takes intentional. Basically, what I talk about is intentional living. Live with intention.
Wow. Intentional living. Very powerful. Yes. A lot of us, we are so guilty about this when we say we have a plan. I've said, the new year is coming. And everybody, I want to put out my vision board, my plans for the new year.
Yeah.
You write it out. And 6 months along the line, you see that you're still the same place you were, in December.
Exactly.
What's happening? I've written these things down. So what's happening? You never took action on those plans. So you're more or less like the person who never, wrote anything down. The person who never planned. So it is one thing for you to plan. It is another thing for you to see that your plans become a success, become fruitful. And I know
Yes.
a lot of people meet, the fear of unknown, the fear of what if I take the step and it doesn't work? Take the step first and see if it won't work. And if it doesn't work, then fine and good. You go back to the drawing board and look out on where you made mistakes. So, and of course, talking about your journey, a whole lot of us, you know, we are guilty of it when we just I'm busy and want to be this superwoman. I can handle it. I can do it. I can take care of the home. I can, as women, we are multitaskers. And of course, that's to some extent get to our head. And we're like, no, I can handle it. I can work 24 hours job and come back, take care of the kids, go to business, do this. And you're forgetting that the body, there is nothing you can do to cheat it. When it wants to collapse, it will not inform you, no matter
Yes.
what you do. So,
Yes.
God has put plans, you know, the way He wants us to live. He keep the night for us to, after the days, we'll go to bed, rest, relax. And you know better than I do that sleep is very important, for us. And of course, there are a number of hours of sleep that is required. But because we just want to be so busy, forgetting about that. And of course, like I share with one of my sister as a caregiver too, you know that it's important for you to sleep at least 6, 7 hours. And this is what you preach. And you tell me you were sitting on the computer till 3 a.m. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Are you preaching? Are you doing what you're preaching? So it is important for us, especially for caregivers. Let's go back and take care of ourselves
Yes.
because there's only one life we have. There's only one life, and be very intentional, like you are sharing. Very intentional about living a healthy life.
And we're
Put things
models.
in perspective. Yes, put things in perspective. There's the thing you could not do today, you can do it tomorrow. If there's life, if you're living well, you know, let's not try to overwhelm ourselves with everything at the same time so we can live long enough to enjoy all that God has called us to do. Thank you so very much. And I can't wait to get a copy of this book so I can, by myself. I know you have shared this and other co-authors have shared their stories. I want to read, I want to feel it, I want to also learn. I want to be inspired more to, you know, learn all the lessons that are there to learn. Thank you once again, ladies. Thank you so very much for sharing this. All right, so to my doctor, the senior doctor now, it's a senior doctor in the house. Sherry. Okay. All right. So when is the book coming out, Sherry?
The book
When
is
should people
going to be
expect
out in
them
no
to
month. Yes, November National Caregivers Month. So the publisher, she just reached back out to me. This is going to be out this month. So we only have like about a week left. So stay tuned. It's coming out. We're going to do a 24-hour campaign where we need your assistance in becoming the #1 international bestseller. So get your 99 cents or your $1.99 together. We're going for the Amazon #1 international bestseller. And so stay tuned. It's coming out this month. And I just look forward to it. And you know what, Dr. Shirley and Dr. Matis, I am just so excited about this book. #1, caregiving. We all talked about caregiving, right? And this is not just a book that was just put together, right? This book is relatable. We have some relentless stories that people have went through, right? And we have reliable resources in this book. So it's something in there for everyone. So look out.
Yeah.
This book is going to be a gift to a lot of people. We sell a lot of things, but this is my thing. Even like for the month of December, I am just going to maybe just bless maybe X amount of people. I'm going to bless X amount of people with this book as a caregiver. We sell a lot of things, but I am a giver as well. If we know
Mhm.
someone, and Dr. Shirley Powell, if she's still in the audience, I want her to connect with me just like I am, so she know the ins and out in the everyday living, and just like Dr. Matis know, and you know as well. This book is
Mhm.
going to the masses, it's going to the nations. Why? Number one, look at the book cover. The book cover shared in the other episode.
Mhm.
I just
It's
love the book cover.
breathtaking.
You know what? Sometimes I just go through bookstores, right, and look at book covers. That is so amazing to me. When you can just have a book cover to just grab you while you walking, right? This is one of
Mhm.
those book covers. If you're walking down the aisle and you see this book, you're going to grab it. You're going to buy it. And so we look
Yeah.
forward to each and every one of you and the listening audience. Stay tuned. We're going to have this book out to you within the next week or two. It's definitely coming out before the end of this month, which is National Caregivers Month, Family Caregivers Month. So we're looking
Yeah.
forward to it. And we're looking forward to
Okay.
becoming a #1 international bestseller.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you for sharing that. And yes, the book is not only for caregivers, even though all of us are caregivers. So the book, the stories in the books are relatable to our everyday life. So
Yes.
in one way or the other, you must definitely see a story or message that will resonate, with you and what you're going through. So you can learn from it and then again become the best in what you are doing. All right. So we were about taking it almost to a close, and we have a lady that just strolled in. I'm talking about Dr. Detrick.
I'm sorry, y'all. Hi, good afternoon.
Yay!
Hi,
Dr. D!
co-authors.
Yes!
Y'all, my
Yes! Dr.
apologies.
D! I am so excited she's here.
Thank
I am
you. Can
so
you hear me
excited you made
okay?
it, Dr. D.
Yes. So, yeah,
Yeah.
my most heartfelt apologies. Babies come when they want to come.
Yeah. So what did we get? A little boy, a little girl?
A boy.
Oh.
Yes.
Wow. Woo, lovely.
Okay.
Congratulations.
Well,
All right.
hello,
Thank you.
everyone. I'm
Yeah.
doing
Thank
very
you.
good, and I'm just very happy that I can be here for at least the tail end of the broadcast. Um,
Mm,
so I could just, tell you a little bit about me. I'm currently a family medicine physician. I'm actually practicing in West Texas, and it's been a great experience. It's been about 13 years that I've been here, and I'm getting ready to make some transitions in my life. And so that part is very exciting for me. But one of the things that I've come to learn throughout my years of medicine, in addition to being a caregiver for my mom, who's now passed away, my father, who's also passed away, but then my sister, who I'm currently taking care of, is that it can be a very stressful undertaking. And from a physician standpoint, stress can totally wear away your health. It can open the door for a whole lot of different things, aches and pains, and different diseases that are plaguing us today. And at the underlying base of it is basically our inability to manage stress properly. And so through the years, I've come along and taught myself and taught others on effective ways to help manage their stress. And so when Miss Sherrell came to me and offered me to be in this anthology, I jumped at the chance because I wanted to just share a few tips in the book for my chapter on 5 ways that caregivers can help manage their stress better. There's so many different ways, but I just kind of highlighted 5 of them in my chapter. And so I hope you all will, take the time to read my chapter and take a look. But just a sneak peek, one of the main cornerstones of relaxation is to help control your breathing during those stressful times.
mm,
And when we're in that panic mode, that stress mode, our breathing is more shallow, it's not effective, and it's not very good at oxygenating the body. And what happens is it sets us up for so many different things because we're activating a part of our body that's in that fight or flight mode. And so me as America's relaxation doctor, that's what I coined myself. I've come up with ways to help with that. And so deep breathing is one of the most effective ways that you can do to help lower that sympathetic drive. So I know it's a little technical or whatnot, but I'm a doctor, so I got to throw some of that in there too. But basically controlling your breathing, deep breathing, and it's not something that you can just do like, I take a deep breath right away. No, it's something that you got to learn to do. And that's why meditation is a very effective tool to help relieving stress. And that's one of the tidbits that I came across, and I illustrated in my book today. But I'm not gonna, go through all of the points because I want y'all to get it. But yeah, there's some great ways that a person can do, and even along with your charge, you can do some of these things alone, or you can do them with the person you're caring for if they're able to. So both of y'all can benefit from it.
Wow.
So that's what I wanted to say today, and I'm just
Thank
so glad.
you.
Uh-huh.
Wow, and I love that. The aspects where you talk about stress management, because it is something that affects every one of us. And I know with
Everybody.
caregivers,
Everybody.
it's really double because of the nature of your job, having to be up 24/7. You have somebody to attend to. Somebody's dragging you here, calling you, and you have to attend to them.
Yeah.
Whether you are in good a position to attend to the person or not,
Right.
it happens. And of course, stress, just like you mentioned, if not properly handled or managed, can lead to so many other things. And
So
I know
many.
we may have to bring you back sometime to talk more about stress management to our viewers, because this is something that affects every one of us, especially for us as women. Like Medis was sharing her story before, when she was trying to be the superwoman. And of course, like, it goes along with every one of us too, when we want to be everywhere at the same time, want to handle everything. Don't you know, I can do it, I can do it, I can do it. And all of a sudden you see the person that could do it just lie down and can't stand up. So it is important that we sometimes, in fact all the time, take a pause, and if you're to rest, you rest for an hour or two, and you move again, because if anything happens to the body, I don't think you'll be able to
Absolutely.
do any other thing. So it is
Absolutely.
important that we always, take some time back and look at the way we are living, and be very
Yeah.
intentional about
That's
living
the
a
word,
positive,
intentional, for sure.
healthy,
Yes.
a healthy life.
Absolutely. Stress in the short term is actually good. We need to perform. We need to flee danger. We need to do what we need to do. But if you're always at that elevated point where there's no turn off, then that's when things start breaking down.
Yeah,
Yes.
sure. Thank you so
Thank
very
you so
much,
much for
for
having me.
sharing that. All right, so we're going to take the last question. What would be your advice, ladies, to other caregivers and our viewers out there that are struggling, in one way or the other, to manage their life, you know, their day-to-day activities? What would be your advice, ladies?
I would first say take an assessment of your life. You really do. You need to take, and I think we all should do that periodically. Take an assessment of your life. What am I involved in? How am I feeling? Is it achievable what I'm doing? Can I do this for the long haul? And if you can't, if you really be serious with yourself, if you're not getting the adequate rest and you're not able to do it for the long haul, then you need to make some changes. So now make the changes before you fall off the wagon. If you need help and you're in a family, because I speak more from a family caregiving point, you need to talk to that brother, those sisters, or aunt or auntie or whoever, and let them know, I can't do all of this. This is part I can do. I need some help. And if they're not willing to help, then find some resources that can help you. because there are resources out there. That's what I found out. There are resources. Now, they may not do it exactly the way mama wanted done. Okay. They may not clean the baseboards like mama used to want to clean, but they vacuum the floor. Accept the help. Accept the help. That's when I talked about the prevention, planning and prevention. I learned I have to plan and prevent, know where my limitations are, plan and then work the plan to prevent a disaster later. And that's what I would tell all caregivers. And I would say that before you even become a caregiver, because as Dr. Sherrell would tell you, she's going to say that we all are either going to become a caregiver or we're going to be receiving care. So I would say that that's something every family, even now, before you get to that point, plan the prevention, get the medical records in place that we know where they are, get legal things in place that you need to know. None of us know. There may be a fall tomorrow someone has, and we don't know, and the person is unable to walk. Get the advanced directives, get those things in place. It just helps, as Dr. Gorman was saying, to reduce some of the stress that's going to be coming up on you, and then know your limitations. And of course, take care of yourself. Eat right, get some exercise, get plenty of sleep, drink water, and deep breathing, as Dr. Gorman said. Those are the things I would tell a caregiver and people who are going to go, who may potentially be caregivers, to do now.
All right. Thank you so very much. So we need to know our limitations and, of course, plan to prevent disaster. We must plan all the time. So thank you once again. Thank you so very much. All right, Dr. Sherrell in the house, the visionary author. Over to you.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for that question. You know, I always end by saying this, that, you know, Rosalind Carter said it best. If there are only 4 types of people / caregivers in this world, and one of them is those who have been caregivers, those who are those who will be caregivers, and those who will need a caregiver. Mm-hmm. Those are all the people in the world. That's it. She summed it up in 4 characteristics, 4 types of people in the world. And that's it. That's my story, as Les Brown would say, and I'm sticking to it. And so if you are a caregiver in this listening audience, if you are a caregiver in this listening audience, or you know someone that is a caregiver, guess what? We all know someone that is a caregiver. Reach out to myself or anyone on this panel and let's connect. My name is Sherrell D. Mims. I'm with Global Caregivers Network and Global Caregiver Speakers. You can connect with me on Facebook. You can connect with me via email at sherrell@globalcaregivers.net. And listen, I like to talk on the phone. Call me, 260-218-37. Let me say that number again, 260-218-3377. Reach out, connect with us. Listen, we have some upcoming events for 2023, and we want you as a caregiver to join us. Come join us. We're going to be doing some wonderful things for 2023. Thank you so much. Connect with us.
Thank you too. Thank you for sharing, for sharing that. All right, Dr. Gorman, over to you. Your final words. Share your words of advice.
I couldn't really said it better myself than the other 2 ladies. One thing I just wanted to say is one of the phrases I say too, if there's something I'm going through or whatnot, and I need to ask for help, I said I need to eat a piece of humble pie. Meaning I need to be humble enough to know that I can't do everything for everybody at all times, all the time. I just can't do it. So reach out for help and love yourself enough to know that you are important as a caregiver, and you need to take time for yourself. You don't have to go on these big lavish trips or anything like that. Even if you go spend 10 minutes in the restroom alone, where you can do some deep breathing, wash your face, take some, deep breaths, wash your hands, any of that kind of stuff. Just something for yourself that you know that you're doing a great job no matter where you are. You're there. Other people may not be there, but you're there. But love yourself enough to say, I'm worth taking the time out, even if it's a couple of moments, to appreciate myself and that I'm doing a good job. And so ask for help if you need it. And if you can't, just keep it moving. Just do the best you can.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you so
y'all.
very much. Yes. Do the best you can to take care of you, to take care of yourself. Like Dr. Goman has said, even if it's for you to go into the restroom and stay there, stay there for some hours. Just lock yourself up. I know what she's trying to say. Just there where nobody will disturb you. Because sometimes when we go into the restroom, nobody want to come and disturb you. So,
Yes.
Right.
Even if you gotta go in there and cry and let it out, just let it out, just cry, do whatever you got to do. Yeah.
So the point
Yes,
here
Dr.
is,
D. Yeah.
thank you. So the point here is, do everything you can to take care of yourself, manage your stress, and be the best that you can be.
That's right.
Plan,
Absolutely.
and of course, be very intentional about living a healthy life. Oh, wow, we are already on top of the hour. Thank you so very much, ladies. Thank you. It
Yes.
has been a wonderful session with you all, sharing your inspiring stories. Thank you so very much. I am so blessed
Thank you.
to have you on this platform. And I know whenever we call on you, you'll be ready to come on. All right. So, but before we go, Dr. Sherrell has stepped on as a visionary. She has done that already. So, ladies, can you share with us how can people connect with you?
Yes. So let me give you my email address. My email is guiltfreeselfcare@gmail.com. And that's
Okay.
probably the best way to get in contact with me. You can also give me a call at 734-709-8059. But I love my email, guilt-free self-care.
8059.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, you prefer the email, but can also
Either
be
way,
connected.
I just love the title I gave my email, guilt-free self-care.
All right. So thank you for sharing that. All right, Dr. Goldman.
So you
How
can
can people connect with
look
you?
you can look me up on my website at drdietrichg.com. It's the way my name is spelled, DEITRICKG.com. Or you can email me at drg@yahoo.com. I do speaking, I do Zooms, lectures, talks, and I would be happy to chat with you how I can help, not only other caregivers, but companies with stress reduction. Okay, and thank y'all very much again for having me.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you so very much. Thank you.
I'm a public speaker as well. I do public speaking as well. Okay.
Okay, public speaking. All right, noted. Thank you very much. All right, so that's all we can take on today's episode of the show. Wow, it's like, shouldn't go, should be here, and go into other areas to educate you on how or why it is important for you to take care of you. All right. So thank you once again, ladies, for being here. Thank you so very much.
Thank you.
Okay, so I see you at the other side soon. Okay, so I hope you were able to grasp all the points that this wonderful women have shared with us. And don't forget to join us same time, same channel for another educative session of the show. So for sponsorship, advert booking, and placement, You can contact us with the details scrolling down the screen right now. And then if you want to feature on the front cover or inside pages of our magazine, Global Labor Event and Business Magazine, you can also contact us with the same details. We have a story you want to share to inspire others to become the best. The show is open for you any day, anytime. You can contact us with the same details. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram, and also like our Facebook page so you can get notifications when we go live. And don't also forget to subscribe to our YouTube channels, because they have a whole lot there that you can, go back to watch. So thank you so very much for being a part of the show. We'll see you same time next week. Bye-bye. Hi. Now more than ever, education and empowerment has become the new currency to helping women and girls step up, to be seen, and of course be heard. And at She Rise Academy International, we are matching our words with action, giving women and girls around the world the needed platform and opportunity to become more. My name is Sherrell Murphy, founder She Rise Academy International, where we raise confident women for excellence. Now we have an amazing offer. We are giving for free 4 weeks certified courses on all our available courses with in-depth practical lessons and of course with live classes, giving women and girls the opportunity to step up in their career, their business, and of course with their life, with needed skills to become the very best version of themselves. So I want to invite you to specially take advantage of this amazing opportunity and invite every other woman around you to do the same. Register on the link below and let's go learn together. So hurry now and register, because we have very limited space in the class. So register, and let's see you in class.